Welcome to the Heal, Thrive, Dream podcast, where trauma survivors become healthy thrivers. Each month, we'll feature a theme in the trauma recovery and empowerment field. To promote your recovery, healing, and learning how to build dreams, here's your host, Karen Robinson, transformational coach and therapist.
Hi, welcome back to the Heal, Thrive, Dream podcast. Today, our guest is Terri Yuzon. Terri is the founder and CEO of Hemp. She started her company after having fibromyalgia and refusing to believe or take prescriptions the rest of her life. She didn't think that was the answer. One of the body's main jobs is to heal itself. Along her journey to restore her health, she discovered that cannabis was the answer to so many with chronic illness. Hemp was created to share this knowledge with others. If after listening to Terri today, you are interested in trying her products, she has a 25% off coupon for our audience with the code SMART25. More information on her company, the website, and the coupon will be in the show notes. So Terri, thank you for being here today.
Oh, no problem, Karen. Thanks for having me.
Did I butcher your name?
You did okay. It's Yuzon. Yuzon like Yuzon.
Yeah, I know you told me before, but I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Sometimes the just names, it's hard to flow out. So thank you for correcting that for me. So tell us a little bit about your fibromyalgia journey, like maybe just share the symptoms you were having and what the doctor was telling you.
Yeah, so I started not feeling well, like to the point where I knew something wasn't right in my early 30s. And I contribute it now that I know better to diet. Of course, when I was young, we didn't know that eating all this candy that you could ever want was not good for you. We didn't know what foods were and weren't good for you. We didn't know when genetically modified wheat came into the picture, but we go to college and we eat a lot of ramen noodles and pasta, cheap things, pizza. And then those habits stuck. I was still eating a lot of carbs. It's easy to make. I didn't like to cook too much. So in my early 30s, my body had just had enough. And I went to a lot of different doctors telling them that I had widespread pain and utter exhaustion, especially after I ate a meal. I just wanted to fall over, take a nap after almost every meal. So that was really getting tiring and interfering with my quality of life and work as well. I was in corporate. So I saw a lot of doctors. They didn't know what was wrong with me. We did all the lab tests. Nobody could find anything. Went to the rheumatologist, went to the neurologist. And they said, okay, at this point, since you've seen all the doctors and we don't know what's wrong with you, we're going to call it fibromyalgia. Now, he didn't say it exactly like that, but that's essentially how he came to it. It's a term for we don't know what's wrong with you, but you're inflamed and you're in pain and you're tired. So that's, I took that term to heart at the time. Now I don't, it just means you're inflamed. It means they don't know what's wrong with you. So they put me on prescriptions. We adjusted them over the years. I wasn't really feeling any better. So that's why I started doing research and taking it into my own hands. Because like you said in the beginning, I refuse to believe that this is a life sentence, that I have to feel this way forever, that I have to take prescriptions forever, that I'm not ever going to get over it. So I had to research, and I did. I researched a lot on eating organic. I had to learn how to cook. I learned that the wheat isn't what we used to have, what our ancestors had. It's genetically modified now here in the U.S. and other countries, they outlaw it, but here in the U.S. it's still genetically modified. It's still sprayed with neurotoxins, glyphosate, and that's a big issue. So eating organic, cooking my own food, eliminating processed foods, and eliminating wheat for at least a year, I did that. It was hard in the beginning. And it was much harder 20 years ago that we didn't have all the gluten-free options that we have available now. But a year after that, I felt normal again. So I said that I had beat fibromyalgia. So the part that I just kind of skipped over now is, along my research to do that, I found that cannabis was one of the few things that was offering fibromyalgia sufferers any real relief, an immediate relief. So I thought that was incredible. I wished I could try some, but at the same time, I wasn't corporate. I could get drug tested. I didn't know anybody in those circles because it was illegal, and I didn't want to smoke it. I thought the only way you could do it is to smoke it. So even though I was like pro cannabis for those that wanted to have it, I wanted the knowledge to be more readily available and the access to cannabis products to be legalized, etc. I just felt it wasn't for me at the time. So that was in my mid 30s, I'd say. So it wasn't until 2017, and I'm 51 now. So just, about 20 years had passed. But 5 years ago in 2017, I stumbled across some news that hemp gives you a lot of the same benefits that marijuana does, but it's not going to make you high. I thought, well, boy, this is incredible. I could have sworn I saw some at the grocery store. If that's my answer, let me go get some. I went to the grocery store and got a big bottle of Nutiva hemp oil, and I tried that, and it's rough tasting. It's really, really strong. And I didn't feel any better too. And I'm like, well, what's going on? What am I hearing? So I learned, and I, kept looking into it. And it's not the seeds. The seeds don't have the medicinal part, but it's the adult plant hemp extract that has the medicinal part, especially the leaves and the buds. So now the next step was, how do I get access to it? I contacted an attorney who helped me out with that. I thought of joining an MLM to start bringing it to the people and getting it for myself. But I decided that now was the time to leave corporate that I was tired of being in. I don't know if I was sick from, EMFs, radiation in the office, mold, who knows what, but I was still just not feeling well when I was in the office, and I felt much better at home. Not just because, we don't want to work and we're happier at home, but I really felt like something in the office was making me feel ill. So I left corporate and I started Hemp Lily, and I couldn't wait to start sharing with people my journey through fibromyalgia, what I found out, what I went through, what are some, options for it, whether you want cannabis or not, but for people to know that cannabis can give you some really immediate relief. You can get it on the hemp side, you can get it on the marijuana side. A lot of people can still get that too. And you don't have to smoke it. That was huge for me. What? I can feel better. It's legal, and I don't have to smoke it. That was a life changer for me. So even though I was already feeling better from fixing my diet, cannabis was a big part of my journey to learning what I wanted to do next and starting my own business, obviously.
Yeah, you're saying so many key things. I think women our age, I'm really close to your age, we grow up on those commercials where they're frying eggs in the pan. They said, this is your brain on drugs. Yes. And so for the longest time, I was not open to even entertaining discussions about cannabis. And it took it being legal. It took educating myself more. I'm still not using cannabis, but I'm more open to, like, what is the oil called?
It's hemp oil generically. You can call it CBD oil, but CBD is an ingredient. It's a cannabinoid that's in it that's a key medicinal benefit.
Yeah, so I've heard great stories about that. And I know I have a couple people in my family who use it for pain relief. So I'm thrilled that there's relief for people.
Right.
So thank you.
And legal. So I'm here to help educate people. It's not as straightforward as getting a prescription from your doctor. It just isn't. It's not a product that sells itself very well just sitting on a shelf by itself. You need a little bit of guidance because it is natural. You can't really get too much, not on the hemp side. You shouldn't, although the lines are getting blurred between hemp and marijuana these days. But the dosing, the amount you take is very unique to each person. So you need somebody who's either tried it and can help you find a good quality product and help you find your dose, or come to us. We're highly consultation based. You got to figure out what works for you because it's just not straightforward. A lot of people have tried CBD by now and they said it didn't work for me. I can usually talk to them and figure out why, whether it was not the right product, not the right time of day, or how much they were taking, how often they were taking, right, those kind of things. So right, it is a really great natural option for those who may have tried it without luck or those who haven't tried it yet.
Awesome. So tell us a little more about your company and all the different options that you offer people, especially somebody new who's not sure what to do.
Sure. And that can be confusing. If you go to a website, you're like, well, which product is for me? We have oils. They're called tinctures. You hold the oil under your tongue for 30 seconds before you swallow. We have gummies. We have topicals. So where do you start? I usually start new people on a topical if they have pain. Pain is the easiest thing to get rid of, or localized discomfort with a topical, because you should feel relief in 60 seconds or less. Other brands might say 10 or 15, whatever, but we like to say 60 seconds or less because we've seen it thousands of times in front of our eyes. When people come into the store, we give them a sample to try. We want people to know it works before they buy it. We try to help them feel better, and often they do while they're still there with us to get them the right product. But the topicals are the most straightforward in giving you relief anywhere from instant to 60 seconds. If it doesn't, we'll give you something either stronger, or we just don't recommend you buy it. So topicals are straightforward. And for newbies who are, maybe a little bit cautious about taking cannabis product, the topical is a great way to go, because it's not going to get into your bloodstream. It's not going to show up on a drug test, things like that.
See, I didn't know that. So I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, so gummies are the number one seller. They're just tasty and they're fun. People love gummies. So when you swallow something like a gummy, you chew it for a little bit and then you swallow it. It takes a little bit long to get into your system because it's going through your digestion, and you lose some strength through digestion. But for that reason, we made our gummies a little bit stronger, and they are our best seller, and they're delicious, great flavor. They help you sleep. They help calm you. They help balance out your mind, your mood, balance out stress and anxiousness. Of course, it soothes discomfort. The plant really is amazing, and it seeks out whatever is good for you. So one product can do a lot of things for you. So gummies are the most popular, and then back to the oils. The oils are really popular because they're fast. When you hold them under your tongue, you get the sublingual absorption. So you get higher absorption rate, need less medicine, and faster response. So again, when I give people a little oil on a spoon, they hold it under their tongue for 30 seconds before they swallow, and then we usually continue on with questions. They're asking me questions like we're going through now, and a few minutes later I'll say, how are you feeling? Most people can tell me if they're feeling different or not. Yeah, I feel a lot more calm now. And some people won't. So we just help them adjust the dose. One really unique thing about hemp is it's biphasic. So a lower amount might be more effective than a higher amount for a lot of people. Maybe you want to cut it in half. And more isn't always better for everyone. It's just not the case. And speaking of more, if you get too much, it just makes you sleepy. It's not going to cause harm. It just makes you sleepy. Now, I'm talking in generalities about hemp that from 5 years ago, when we launched Hemp Lily, the industry as a whole felt like if we were saying hemp, it means you can't get high. Know now that the lines are blurred, and we do have intoxicating products derived from hemp that are technically legal, because the law was not extremely specific, and they're allowing it for now. So when somebody just says hemp and they say, oh, it's a hemp gummy, that doesn't mean you're not going to get high anymore. There are intoxicating gummies that contain THC in them, which is what marijuana is known for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for that distinction. Okay, and so you have a physical store or online store, or do you have both?
We are primarily online right now. For locally, I'm in the Wilmington area. We do have an office that people can come and visit us there, but primarily online at hemplily.com. We ship free nationwide. We do unlimited consultations before, during, and after. It's free. Keep in mind that we are not doctors, so for anyone who has a specific medical condition and they want to know about cannabis and how it may affect their situation, they can still contact us. We'll give you a code, and you can talk to a cannabis-trained nurse for free. That's lee411.org, cannabis-trained hotline. So you can talk to them for free because we are a member of Lee 411. They vet us for quality and transparency. And that means our customers and potential customers get to speak to cannabis-trained nurses. If you have questions about your medication, your medical history, interactions, what to expect, Why not talk to a medical expert for free? We can always help about generalities and picking the right product for you. But when it gets into medical, hemp really offers you that.
Can you repeat the number one more time slowly? I'm going to add it to the show notes.
Sure. Leaf 411, LEAF.
Leaf,
Yep, that's the plant, LEAF411.org. Now, I can't give you the code for the free. We're not allowed to put that out there. You're supposed to give us a call first, and we will talk to you for a bit and then determine, yep, this is something for an expert that I shouldn't be helping you with because I'm not licensed in that. I'll give you our specific code, and you can go talk to a cannabis trained nurse. I think we're almost up to a half an hour, so it's a really amazing resource.
I think that would really reassure people too, especially people that are working in government positions where they get drug tested. Well, there's a lot of positions that get drug tested. So knowing to check someone with a qualified medical professional, I think would just ease people's minds sometimes.
Absolutely. So talking about drug tests, our products can show on a drug test. Some people, it won't. They pass with flying colors. Depends on how your body processes out the tiny traces of THC in them. Our products are considered full spectrum. It has everything from the plant as nature intended. We haven't filtered anything out. For those who are in the military, law enforcement, things like that, who cannot have any, they would want to go with a broad spectrum. But even then, I don't promise anybody that they're not going to pass, or that they are going to pass a drug test with even taking notes that we don't offer, because sometimes, rare, but a test can detect cannabis. Even if it's just CBD, it detects cannabis and it may cause a false positive. So we want people to take that into consideration for sure. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of corporations and such are coming around and they're not testing for marijuana anymore. They realize they're losing too many qualified candidates.
Right. So I agree with that. But it looks for our military, they need to wait till they retire at this point or separate, just to be on the safe side. Yeah.
And even then, veterans don't always have access to it, or they can't. Their benefits don't allow them. That's a shame. It really is a shame. It's great for PTSD and trauma and calming the mind in so many ways.
Yeah, when I do a lot of military related work and veterans, and one of the things I usually advocate for is with their second careers or through their spouses to get that additional insurance so they can have more options available to them. Because I agree, veterans often get limited benefits.
Right.
Okay. I feel like I had another question. Oh, yes, I do. I remembered it now. Maybe you could share, a case study, like someone who was really not doing well, either, with their mental health, their physical health, or both. They really responded well to the products that you offered. Could you maybe share a little bit of their story without names and all that?
I don't know that I saved their stories in my brain much. There's so many of them because like I said, I've been in it for 5 years and helped thousands of people. A cute story, I would call it, that is a little bit unique is a lady came up to me at a vendor event. We had a table at a festival, and she's like, any chance your products can help vertigo? And I said, yes, we've had customers before that start feeling like they're walking upright again when they take our products. I said, but you don't have to take my word for it. Can I give you a sample to just try right now? And then you can go walk around. I said, are you having symptoms right now? And she goes, yep, I'm still a little off balance. I said, let me just give you some to try. And she's great. She walked away and came back 5 minutes later and was like, wow, that's amazing. All my symptoms are gone. So, hey, that's what we're here for. And I love doing it because of that. Mm-hmm. We love giving free samples when we can. It's kind of difficult when you have to pay for shipping across the country, but when people are in person, we love to give them a free sample so they know it works before they buy it. And mention the lifetime consultation, and we're always a money back guarantee. So for people who order online, we follow up with them in about 2 weeks after their purchase to see how they're doing and see if we can help them adjust and get the most out of the medication. And if they don't like it, we just give them a money back guarantee.
Well, to me, that's fun. Yeah. To me, that's a perfect story because it's instant help for someone. Sometimes it's just reassuring to know that there's, products out there or services out there that will help any kind of suffering we have. And we know vertigo is really not fun to live with.
Twice, and it was before I knew about the hemp medicine. I had it myself. It's not great, but I just thought of another one. I'll share one more that I did get a week or so ago. It was from a nurse, and sometimes they're not allowed to consume cannabis, even CBD product, if they're going to be drug tested. But this particular nurse knew she was not going to be drug tested. She's stressed out. She can't sleep. She's working the night shift. So her body's all out of whack, and she notices that she's just angry all the time because she's not getting the rest she needs. So she purchased some and came back a couple weeks later and purchased more, and even purchased some for her friend who she knows is going through an emotional time, because it really calms your emotions. She's like, Terri, I was 100% skeptical. She says, now I am 100% convinced it has completely changed my life. So again, wow, we love that. And not everybody gets the same results. I'm not saying it's going to change everybody's life. It's not always a panacea. It just is for some. And some just love it to take the edge off. So, yes.
Taking the edge off is game changer for a lot of people,
Yeah,
it's
we all have stress and anxiety, and, this really helps you to get through the day.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this probably with what you do, but the CDC has now declared anxiety as a pandemic in and of itself. So,
well, I wonder why. I wonder why. Yes, almost everybody has some anxiety. So when I ask them, hey, do you have any anxiety? We can help. And if somebody says, nope, I'm good, I'm like, can we clone you? You're rare, But yeah, we all have a little bit. I do myself. So just a daily keeps me very level and mellow. But we have decided to focus our efforts on educating women specifically in the last 2 years. Even though our products do help men and even pets, we decided to start helping women more, because I had customers coming into my store saying, Terri, I don't have hot flashes or night sweats anymore when I'm taking your product. And we already know it helps mood swings. It helps you sleep good at night so you can repair things like that. And I was like, that's interesting. I hadn't heard about hemp and CBD products helping symptoms of menopause. So I looked into it more. I tested it out myself because I'm perimenopausal. And sure enough, I had I stopped it for a while, started getting night sweats, started taking it again, and my night sweats went away. So it makes sense too. The science makes sense of how it helps everyone. Now, everyone has hormones, men and women, but women just are really in need when we're perimenopausal. And some women never get rid of the hot flashes and night sweats, even though they're postmenopausal. So this is a great alternative for people if they haven't tried it yet and they've tried everything and they're tired of their symptoms. It'd be great to give it a chance. If you can give us a chance with the money back guarantee if it's not working for you, because it balances hormones, it balances everything in your body. Our endocannabinoid system is a parent master, like umbrella system regulator over all of our other body system regulators, including immune system and endocrine system, which is our hormones. So it makes sense once I looked into it that it's also balancing our hormones, particularly cortisol. Cortisol, it gives us stress and anxiety. It's also what gives us hot flashes and night sweats and such. If you're low, if you're high, it tries to bring your hormones in balance, and it really soothes you. So just keep that in mind, that our website is women focused, because we're trying to reach them, to let them know that they have this alternative. It really can help, but the products do help men as well.
I'm so happy to hear you focus on women. Our company also, we do serve men, especially for coaching and therapy, but our heart is with women, that are middle-aged, perimenopausal, menopausal, because we do know that their moods are all over the place. And we know that the hormones choices are not stellar. So it's really great that you have a product that can give some comfort. I may have to tell my husband, because I'm constantly freezing him out of our house.
Oh, you're freezing him out? No, because you're hot. See, I haven't flipped the switch yet. I'm still freezing cold all the time. So I was like, maybe once everything stops and is done, I'll feel normal and warm for a change. I'm still in the freezing all the time mode. And my hubby's the one that's hot all the time.
It'll switch. Get ready. Yeah, a lot of women my age, we talk about waking up frequently with our clothes all sweaty, our night clothes, and having to change and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for sharing that you serve women. That's huge. All right. So if someone wants to check out your services, your products, where should they go online? What's your web address?
Yes, we're at hemplily.com. It's HEMPLILY.com. You can find us through our contact form there. Our phone number's on there. Our phone number is 855. Oh my gosh, I just forgot my phone number all of a sudden. 86.
No, I can say it. 855-246-HEMP.
There you go. Thank you. I always get that. Is it 86 or 855? I get that confused, but then it's 246-HEMP. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what you gave me was 855, but you're welcome to double check it. And if it's wrong, let me know so I can get it right in the show notes. Okay. All right, Terri, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening in today. Please join us next week, same day and time. Also, I would love for you to check out my website, healthrivedream.com.